Yeah, welcome back to the conversation in News Central Television. We now switch gears to Kenya, where the government has offered to dispatch 1,000 police officers to assist Haiti in its security crisis and has garnered both support and apprehension. While Canada, the United States and the United Nations have welcomed the gesture, concerns have been raised over Kenya's human rights track record, particularly incidents of violence during protests and curfews. Also, given Haiti's historical mistrust of foreign interventions, there's cautious optimism as the nation weighs the potential benefits against the risk of abusers, especially in a country grappling with armed gangs. Amid debates over Kenya's suitability to lead, experts questioned whether its police force possesses the necessary capacity and reputation to manage the situation effectively. Skepticism from armed groups about facing Kenyan officers highlights the complex dynamics at play. While the Bahamas has offered additional support, Washington's commendation of Kenya's initiatives underscore the urgency of the situation. Now, joining me this evening for this discussion is Caleb Wanga, coordinator Usalama Reform Forum, joins us from the Kenyan capital, Nairobi. I also have retired Brigadier General Ahmed Mohammed, Senior Advisor, Defense and Security at the Horn Institute in Nairobi, Kenya. Gentlemen, welcome to the program. It's a pleasure to have you both join me tonight.
Thank you.
Now I'd like to start with General Mohammed. General, what motivated Kenya's offer to dispatch police officers to assist in restoring normalcy in Haiti? And what are the potential benefits of this move? What's in it for Kenya?
But the fact that we like to play our part on the international scene, and when we get requests of this nature coming to us, we feel it's a recognition for us, and therefore Kenya normally likes responding, because it seems about 30 years ago, we have taken part in a number of UN peacekeeping operations, again at the request of the UN, other member states. So it is indeed an honor for Kenya to be invited, and therefore the response at this time around.
Thank you, General. Now, Caleb, how do you foresee the Kenyan police services role in contributing to the complex task of restoring stability amidst the ongoing crisis? Because geographically speaking, Haiti's in the Caribbean, is thousands of miles away from Kenya, and there's also the issue of language barrier. Now, 1,000 Kenyan troops, Kenyan police officers, how much and how effective could they be in restoring some sort of normalcy?
Well, Kenya is not going in alone. We're going with other partners.
Sorry, General, that question is directed to the other panelists. Caleb, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. The great question, the big question is, what is the Kenya strategic interest in Haiti? That is the big question I would ask as a member of civil society who has engaged in local and international affairs in terms of security. What could be the Kenya strategic interest in Haiti? And you've just mentioned one of them, even communication component of it. How effective will be Kenyan police in Haiti? That is the big question. And as you know, the issues of human rights, the face of Kenyan police in terms of human rights compliance and respect is a big, big issue. Because when you go to Haiti, with those vicious gangs that are in the streets of Port-au-Prince, issue of communication, how effective would Kenyan police be? In terms of strategic strength, strategic capacities, what could be the capacities of Kenyan police to make any meaningful impact in Haiti? That is the big question I would ask as a person who has been engaged in a long-term security sector reforms, and where we are with our security sector reforms that are deeply focused on reforms on the police and in regards to how the police have conducted themselves of late. So it's a very big, big question that we need to ask ourselves as Kenyans or maybe as Africans. You look at the distance even from Kenya to Haiti, it is thousands and thousands and thousands of miles. So the big question goes back, what is our strategic interest in Haiti? Or it's just a matter of going to Haiti to build international profile.
And Caleb, sorry to interrupt you. Does the Kenyan Parliament need to sign off on this before Kenyan's police servicemen can be deployed to Haiti?
You look at the quality and the strength of Kenyan Parliament. Yes, constitutionally, the Parliament should give okay to some of these kinds of international engagement by our security agencies. But you look at the quality of Parliament that we have, you can't say that they can say no to this current government. But now, what could be the strategic interest for Kenya, apart from the issues of a government that is intended?
Yeah, because it's definitely a very expensive operation. Now, General Mohammed, the endorsement of Kenya's offer by influential players such as the United States, Canada, and the United Nations implies a certain level of confidence. Could you delve into the specific areas where Kenyan police officers are expected to collaborate with Haitian authorities and how these partnerships might enhance security dynamics?
Very clear that Kenya is not going at her own request. Kenya has been invited by friends of Haiti, and she's responding to that request at this time. Now, our request comes from our past experience in peacekeeping across the world. Distance is not an issue. Kenya played a key role in Yugoslavia. Kenya played a key role in East Timor. Kenya played a key role in Sierra Leone, in Liberia, and our neighbors around here. So our experience, our performance in that regard has been outstanding. And therefore, when we are requested, we appreciate that somebody thinks you have something to offer. And therefore, we feel that we have a role to play in maintaining international peace and security. It's not our interest, really. It's the interest of the international community. And I think, therefore, Kenya has done to respond because we are responding to a call, which is very timely, which we feel, therefore, will make a difference in that regard. Now, secondly, remember, we have been called in on two main roles. One is the protection of strategic assets, and two is training to free the Haitian police to go and deal with the crisis in other areas. And in doing that, therefore, we'll have a very little engagement in the population. Unless somebody contravenes what has been provided, we're actually safe enough to ensure that we take the role in the best way possible. Thank you.
Thank you, General Mohammed. Now, Caleb, in your opening statements, you did raise concerns about, you mentioned human rights. So there are concerns that have been raised by human rights groups over Kenya's own police forces' track record, and they're thought-provoking. Could you elaborate on the potential challenges this history poses in terms of any trust and credibility, and how can proactive measures be taken to address these concerns? Because even in our most recent memory, with the talks of police brutality against those who were protesting the cost of living crisis in Kenya. And a number of deaths were also recorded.
Thank you so much. Just a few months ago, you see the conduct of the Kenyan police in terms of policing demonstrations, the number of people that have been killed. And I agree with the general. Yes, I looked at the part of the mandate that the Kenyan police are supposed to be undertaking in Haiti. One, protecting strategic installations in Haiti. Does the Kenyan police have the capacity to do that in a foreign land? You know, part of the peacekeeping operation mostly that had been conducted earlier in several countries that the general has mentioned, from East Timor to Sierra Leone, to Liberia, to Namibia, to all over the long period of time, Kenya have been involved in peacekeeping operations. But look at the mandate that the Kenyan police is given to undertake in Haiti. Number one, apart from protecting strategic installations in Haiti, which I doubt whether 1,000 police are able to do effectively in a foreign land that is controlled by vicious gangs. Number two, Kenya is supposed to lead the process. Who are other people that Kenya is supposed to lead in case other countries offer to take their forces there? What if other countries decide to take even military that are more superior than our Kenyan police? These are critical questions that we need to ask. We are not opposing this for sake of opposing it, but what kind of strategic interest that I asked earlier does Kenya have that Kenya is going to achieve in Haiti? Number three, Kenya had been invited. Kenya is going to Haiti through, they are convinced by United States and those other big powers. Why only Kenya? That's the big question. Are there not other countries that are maybe even closer to Haiti that can effectively participate in quelling the kind of violence that are in the Haitian streets? So that is a critical thing that we need to ask, because in a few days earlier, our internal security minister talked about police being neutral. But to look at the neutrality of Kenyan police, you question it. You look at impartiality of the police, you question it. You look at the professionalism, police that pulls young people out of their houses and shooting them. Are they going to export the same thing to Haiti? Then, and you see how strong those guns are. Guns that could walk into presidential palace and shoot a president. They're not just small, easy people that can easily be dealt with without thinking critically. Possibly, in my opinion, as a civil society actor, and as a person who have been deeply involved in security sector reform, maybe our government would have thought twice before agreeing to quickly send our police to Haiti. Actually, we have been told that there is an advanced party that is going to do assessment of the ground on the situation in Haiti. So we are just waiting to see how things are going to turn out. Then we will be giving even more comment as time goes by.
Thank you, Caleb. Now, General Mohammed, Kenya's involvement in diverse UN peacekeeping missions and counter-terror training adds an intriguing dimension to the capabilities. You did rightly mention Kenya's involvement in the past, the KDF in Yugoslavia, East Timor, and Liberia, and also Sierra Leone. Now, how might this unique expertise equip Kenyan police officers with a nuanced approach to navigating Haiti's intricate security landscape? Because some of this involvement in United Nations peacekeeping operations happened quite a while ago.
Well, first I want to mention that Kenya has stood out on the international scene in terms of their outstanding performance in peacekeeping. Wherever we have gone so far, we have done very well. And in fact, there have been more and more requests that we can't even comply to, both in terms of on the wider scale and within the region. Even in East Africa, in the region here, we are actually very active in Somalia, in the Congo, and all that, again, based on requests from those who require our services. Now, based on our past experience, I want to say we have done very well, and no wonder we are recognized and requested to play our role in that regard. Remember, as you mentioned, Haiti is not English-speaking. Yugoslavia is not English-speaking. East Timor is not English-speaking. But we are driven by rules, regulations, and practice. And in that regard, we have done very well in terms of the element of policing, all on the role of playing our role as armed forces in those countries. I can assure you, the Kenyan police, the Kenyan armed forces have some of the best training in the world, and we stand out. In fact, our record on the international scene.
Yeah, but then the concerns about human rights, which are legitimate concerns, how do you respond to that?
Now, technically, my point is, Kenya did not request to be invited on this. Kenya is invited by friends. If Kenya had fought to go, it's a different case, but Kenya is invited based on what we stand for. We may have small internal issues, but I want to believe every police in their country have those issues. But that notwithstanding, Kenya is respected on the international scene, and Kenya has come out again to respond to a call and to play her role in maintaining national peace and security.
Thank you very much, my guest, Caleb Wanga, coordinator of Salama Reforms Forum, and also retired Brigadier General Ahmed Mohammed, Senior Advisor, Defense and Security at the Horn Institute in Nairobi, Kenya. I do appreciate your contribution, your time and insights on the program, gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and I will reach out to the General for more information where we can share a lot. General, okay. I know you stay in Nairobi, I will get back to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, appreciate it. Thanks, cheers, appreciate it.